Hello everybody, my name is Rhiannon and I'm from New Zealand.
And my name is Max and I'm from the US.
And this is our module.
Thank you, Kenzo, for that wonderful video. So, throughout our module, we directed our learning through the driving question of how might we understand the relationship between physics and human performance in aerial and aquatic environments.
To answer this question, we took 5 weeks of trapezing classes. Throughout this time, we learnt tricks such as the front-end knee hang, the back-end knee hang, catching, and swinging, along with a multitude of other tricks. After every single session, we reflected on our learnings, highlighting what went well, what didn't go so well, and ultimately the physics of it all. Here is some clips of the epic highs and lows of our module trapezing experience.
So, like Rhiannon said and like the video showed, we had a lot of fun in trapeze. But with every TGS experience, there has to be learning that comes from it. So the things we focused on to make sure we're keeping our educational caps on were forces, pendulum, and energy. And this is specifically when we're looking at the physics within trapeze. So when we're looking at forces, we're looking at the gravitational force, the centripetal force, and the air resistance force. Then, the second thing we're looking at is pendulum. So when we're taking the top of the rope to the bottom of the rope where our hands are and swinging back and forth, that's where the pendulum comes in. And then finally, we're looking at the transformation of kinetic and potential energy. So when we're standing on the top of the platform, about to begin our trick, that's where we have the most potential energy. Then as we swing, we're generating kinetic energy and using our kinetic energy to get to another apex point, which is where we can measure our potential energy again, and then back and forth.
In the middle of the term, we went to Cairns for a week. During this time, we did a trapezing workshop where we learnt tight roping, aerial arts, and hula hooping, and then we engaged in a water safety diving course. This diving course started in the pools where we learnt the basics such as breath hold, breathing techniques, swimming techniques such as streamlining, and then we went to a great big lake where we got to implement our skills that we learnt. Little did we know we were swimming with a crocodile. And then at the end of the week, we met up with all the other modules and we went to Great Barrier Reef, and there we got to swim with turtles, and some people even saw a shark.
So, again, like trapeze, we had a good time. We also had to learn from it. Like water safety and diving, we also had a good time, but we also had to learn from it. So some of the 4 things we looked at were swimming, equalizing, safety, and breathing. When we looked at swimming, through the first 6 weeks of term, we were practicing our swimming skills, making sure we're strong enough swimmers so that we don't drown, obviously. And then when we're looking at equalizing, Equalizing is when you plug your nose and breathe in air through your nose so that it pops your ears. I'm sure some of you guys have done that when taking on a flight or going up and down in an elevator. But specifically for us, this was so that we could avoid pressure buildup in our ears and go to deeper depths. Then when looking at safety, this is when we're rescuing and saving divers from multiple depths, whether that's at surface level or 5 meters deep or 10 meters deep. And then finally was the breathing part. And the breathing part is one of the most important things so that we can stay relaxed, having air in our lungs to make sure that we have the most efficient usage of our energy and making sure we can obviously stay below the water for longer.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you would like to know more about our module, come see us at our booths, and there will also be a presentation of the tricks we learned in trapeze later during booth time.